Showing off. A fool's idea of glory. In a sport that's ruled by egos, it's not uncommon for some to outgrow their boots.
Sword just looking out into the ground to see where it landed.
Though we see some of the finest technicians of the sweet science displaying the most mesmerizing sights for viewing, a nanosecond of negligence is all it takes to knock a man off his throne.
And when a fighter falls face down to the canvas like that, you know the fight is over.
In a game that spares no slip-ups, we take a look at some of the most craziest showboating moments that didn't end well.
Stop them down, and it's over!
We'll start off with one of the sport's most well-known names, a son of a legend who took the torch in an attempt to carry the family name into a new era of boxing.
I want Saunders, I want Alvarez. All these middleweights I want.
Though Ewbank Jr.'s career is said to have been a little bumpy in recent times, we take a look back 4 years ago to a night where Ewbank's showmanship was displayed at its very finest. In a bout for the British middleweight title, Ewbank faced the young and ambitious Nick Blackwell in what was said to be a devastating night that boxing fans will never forget.
And he puts pressure on Blackwell again, another great uppercut.
After the first few grueling rounds were dictated by Ewbank and a prideful Nick Blackwell attempting to weather the storm, it wasn't until the 10th round when Ewbank smelt victory, imposing his carefree demeanor.
Ewbank, he senses victory. How confident he is now.
Although sweet humble pie wasn't tasted during this bout, it wasn't until 2 years on where a step up in class taught a lesson that one would never forget. A fight with George Groves that simply demonstrated showboating and arrogance has no place at the table of world level.
Eubank's face, a crimson mask behind that flow of blood down his right cheek.
It was a great fight. I felt I did enough in the later rounds to nick it. But George, he had a great game plan.
Broner, I think, will always be a star and a curiosity for a lot of people. He's also an enigma and his own worst enemy in many times.
Next up, we visit a night where one of the sport's biggest known trash talkers awaited a shock of a lifetime.
So after I came up December 14, I'm willing to fight anybody.
Adrien Broner, being known for his over-charismatic personality and boxing style somewhat similar to Mayweather's, took on the rough and tough Argentinian Marcos Maidana. Introducing relentless pressure from the get-go, Maidana shown the former three-weight champion what it really meant to swim in deep waters. In typical cocky fashion, Broner taunted his opponent with an inappropriate grab from behind. But as karma states, what goes around comes around. A sweet unanimous decision victory for the Argentinian was decided, whilst a huge wake-up call awaited for the king of mockery.
Listen, I know what went wrong for me. God had that plan already. It don't matter if I had Jesus in my corner. God had that plan.
6 years prior, Madison Square Garden held one of the sport's biggest showdowns between the undefeated Floyd Mayweather and reigning light welterweight champion Ricky Hitman Hatton.
I mean, I didn't need to come to America, but I chose to do for the challenge. And I thank Floyd for the challenge on Saturday night.
With a build-up that was nothing less than entertaining, and both men showing true desire to win, fans got a fight that wasn't going to fail to impress on the night.
Who's taking the belts? Let's f***ing have him.
So the fight got off to a quick start, and Hatton taking a punch to land a punch throughout the beginning rounds.
Hard right hand by Mayweather.
A moment of awkwardness followed, with Floyd being bent over through the ropes, whilst being hit to the back of the head. Although Hatton not really being known for showboating or taunting during prior fights, a feeling of temptation just seemed inevitable at the time. After sending Hatton to the canvas in the 10th round with a sharp left hook, Floyd wasted no time upping the gear and finishing the job.
This fight is over. Floyd Mayweather is a knockout victory over Ricky Hatton.
Is it too good to be true?
A short hop back to last March in a more recent fight mishap, one that soon became a viral wave throughout the boxing world.
A 10-round contest for the vacant WBO European Super Lightweight Championship.
A bout for the vacant WBO title between French contender Sabri Sudhir and British prospect Sam Maxwell.
To get to the final of the... Oh my goodness! I'm good enough to find a punch like that.
It appeared the first few rounds favored the Frenchman as Sudhir imposed an unorthodox style that gave Maxwell difficulty in overcoming.
Oh, he's got him again! Right hand this time. And this is turning into a nightmare.
Although the Brit managed to get back to his feet after multiple knockdowns, it seemed that a points loss was the only thing that awaited.
There is still a long way to go, and he almost went there. He almost went with that left hand. Sudhir certainly believes he's won the fight.
That was, however, until the 10th and final round, seen a much bigger change in events. With just 14 seconds left to go, fans witnessed the true consequences of cocky comeuppance.
Oh, great shot! Left hand, right hand from Maxwell. Well, where did that come from?
A fight that left a swift reminder you don't play boxing.
I think he switched off for a little bit, and I just took my chance.
Because the guy from Nicaragua is not coming to make love to him. He's coming in there to fight.
After witnessing some of the most craziest fighters in the sport today, no one has quite compared to Ricardo Mayorga. A rematch between former rival Shane Mosley, who had previously dealt Mayorga with a loss, was in order. And with a face-off that fans would never forget, the bout was bound to be anything but a snooze fest. A fight that started off with neither man making a statement during the initial round. It wasn't until the 3rd round where the Nicaraguans' true colors prevailed.
Look at Mayorga taunting him. Here I am right here. He'll let him hit him. There's a right hand. You've seen it before from Mayorga. He gets him into the fight.
They go toe-to-toe. It's Mayorga now.
But never mind about that.
By round 5, things had started to heat up, and with Mosley starting to outbox a tired Mayorga, things were slowly about to change. A few punches later into round 6, Mosley landed the most satisfying punch of his career.
Maybe. And down goes Mayorga. And that's it.
And finally, a fighter with an unusual southpaw style like no other, Naseem Hamad, also known as Prince Naseem, awaited a lesson that was said by some to be longly overdue.
He's seen the skill of the Prince and the strength and the ability and the accuracy and the speed. Oh gosh, you know I'm the best in the world.
A fighter that carried an attitude of invincibility after clearing up the featherweight scene at the time. Although Hamad was the 3-1 betting favorite, things didn't turn out as quite as they were expected to.
Not just waiting in, gets to the body, wobbles down with a left hook upstairs.
Each and every round led an overwhelming feeling for the Sheffield star as he felt the sharp wrath of the Mexican. Throughout the round, it appeared that Naseem struggled to land his shot, and in return of trying to do so, Beretta was able to land quick counters of his own in devastating fashion.
And trying to land that left
cross. Big left hook by Beretta. Continuing to fight with low hands, the Brit took punishment each and every round with Beretta forcing his will.
He's taking advantage of Naz's aggression to turn it against him.
A sweet victory by unanimous decision was awarded to the Mexican. And yet again, another example was made of how to leave your ego at the door when it comes to boxing. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button.